tell me what to do. You know who you're talking to.
Let's fucking go, baby. Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I am your host, as always, Mike Copenhaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all at the likes of KOPESKORNER. I'm stoked to be here to talk about some UFC Columbus, which will feature Curtis Blades versus Dawkins, one of the Dockling brothers, as we nicknamed them. We're going to have Mr. B, the MMA guy, former Periscope legend, jump in the mix and give you his analysis as well, and we'll give you some free bets as always. But with that said, firstly, I want to thank my sponsors of the show. And first sponsor of the show that I'd like to thank is Melon Brand Hats. It's MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald came up with in high school. Talked about how he'd have a hat line unlike anyone else. Some are waterproof, some are really cool camo. Some of them have earmuffs on them. This one's elbows up for John Hunter Nemechek. Michael Chandler is also sponsored by them. And so really, really cool stuff over there at Melon Brand hats, melonbrand.com. Or melon.com. So make sure you go over there and give them some love. And then also Fokai Stuff.com, FOKAI stuff.com. It's Guamilian gear. My boy Rome gave me the chance to support and sport his gear, and I just really can't thank him enough for giving me that opportunity. So make sure you go over there. They have baby blankets, beanies, fanny packs, luau shirts, all kinds of cool stuff, and all the money helps all the Islanders over there in Guam. So really, really cool stuff. And then last but not least, Spliff Seeds Amsterdam, SPLIFF Seeds. If you can see the picture here featured, it's of lemon cream kush female. It's the actual picture featured is of the plant that I grew. So really, really cool. That same picture is also on a book cover on Amazon called Stony Tark's Tips on Growing Cannabis. Really, really an honor to have my picture featured on the cover of that book. So shout out to Sean Prana, Prana, for giving me the love and the chance to do all that. So with that said, my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, will hopefully jump into the mix shortly. Let me get rid of this share screen now that we don't need it. There we go. But so last weekend's UFC Volkov versus Aspinall bets were kind of wishy-washy. We ended up going 2 for 2, ended up only making, I think it was $25 in the end of the night. But it was we hit one good one that was really, really good with Paul Craig that I was just super stoked on. So I was stoked for that one. But in 3 seconds, my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, will be here. How are you doing, my man, Mr. B?
Chilling, man. What's happening? How you doing?
Stoked to be here with you. Same show, new day. We've been figured out that on Friday I like to see the weigh-ins and I like to see everything go on so that we could pick our bets. What up, Stevie Wanda? Appreciate you being here, Mr. B's good friend and now one of my friends. We appreciate you always being there and supporting us, and every single one of you guys that supports and makes the show happen. Also, I'd like to thank the sponsor of the show, Justin L. from Vancouver, Stuart Sun from San Diego, and just everyone who makes the show possible. Really, really can't thank y'all enough. But how are you doing, B?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Well, no, I can't say good. I'll say great. Yeah, man. A little randomness happened on this week, but other than that, it was pretty damn good, yo. Pretty damn good.
Your family
got cold all of a sudden over here, but it was good.
Over here in Cali, we don't know what you're talking about. It's just so damn hot over here. It's crazy, bro. Like it was seriously. It's been like 70 to 80 the last pretty much all week. It's insane.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's good. It's good and bad.
Yeah, we had that till like Thursday. Thursday came back. The cold came back. Okay. It was raining. Then it just got cold. Temperature just dropped. It's like damn.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, for the past 2 days.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for you guys. I'm not made for that cold weather, especially when we're over here crying about 50 degrees sometimes.
Lucky.
Dude, we cry. I'm not joking, dude. If 50 degrees, it's chilly over here at nighttime, you'll hear me crying like a little ass girl. And B will be over here with shorts and probably no shirt on, hanging out there talking about how this is summer.
Yeah.
So with that said, last weekend's Volkov versus Aspinall was actually a really exciting event that happened in London. Tom Aspinall versus Volkov went a little bit differently than I'd like to have seen, but with our bets, we ended up going 2 for 2. We cashed on Jack Shore over Timur. We cashed on the Bear Jew Paul Craig at the plus 170 number. So I think I put one plus 175 on Twitter, but I was a little bit tipsy when I wrote that. But plus 170 for Paul Craig, we cashed that one. So we ended up cashing two pretty much off the bat, and so we had 2.7 units to spare. But we pretty much gave them right back in the sense of was it you know what? I forgot. Who did we lose on? Tom Aspinall a lot, made me choke on my money. He just looked absolutely phenomenal. I could not believe he
Yeah.
dominated Volkov in that fashion. So I lost one unit there on Volkov for sure. Oh, and then Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker made me look like a hooker myself. So I'm sorry for you guys. I swear I know what I'm doing, but damn, dude, Dan Hooker may need to retire. What do you think, B?
I think he needs to sit that out, man.
Yeah,
He needs
right.
to sit it out and you know what I mean, think about the things, how things are going, man. These are like some straight losses, He lost to killers,
Oh
true,
man,
but going out
he
there and fighting Allen the way he did and getting blasted like that, man, that was rough. That was rough.
once he got put on the stretcher, via Dustin Poirier, and then he's been put on there a couple times. He just has never looked the same, and you could see it when he was crying backstage, just beaten, bloody to a pulp, couldn't even do an interview, and then it goes straight into the ambulance. That shit's for real, man. I worked 8 years on the ambulance, and man, the trauma that these guys endure for sometimes a little bit of money is crazy, but not my
Yeah,
body,
man.
not my choice. So with that said, though, we ended up being a weird one. We only made $20, so point 0.2 units on this card because Tom Aspinall is the real fucking deal. My boy Mikey Gills, former dude with me on the co-host of the MMA for Money show that I was on.
Yeah.
He we were all I've been about Tom Aspinall every second until this card, and I swapped over to Volkov because of my veteran versus the newcomer, and I ate straight shit. B. I mean, I couldn't believe how bad he made this look.
Yeah, well, it was a shutout, man. It was a complete shutout. I told you, I was like, yo, I feel uneasy about it, man. I
Oh
felt uneasy about it, but I didn't think at all it would look like that.
no,
Mm-mm.
no way.
No way in hell. No way
So
in hell, man. I thought
so
Volkov could have gotten a decision or some shit, but fuck.
Yeah, so with that said, UFC London was actually a very exciting card. Even though I'm excited,
Yeah.
we didn't lose much money. We made put $20, point 0.2 units, which really is a loss to me because I don't like even making that much because it's garbage. But push is a push in Vegas, and so with that said, we'll take it as we move into this weekend's card. And this weekend's card is featured by Curtis Blades versus one of the Docklings, Chris Dawkins, one of the big brother Dawkins. And so this fight should be pretty exciting. I think Dawkins has taken this a little bit early, if you ask me. What do you say, B?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty quick turnaround considering, um he just fought only like a few months ago. Like really just a few months ago. Yeah, quick turnaround. And against a high ranked opponent in Curtis Blades too. So
Yeah.
we'll
So
see what
shout
happens.
shout
Yeah,
shout out to him for having some big balls, and hopefully he can stay on his feet versus Blades in this one with all 5 rounds. It's going to be a tough one, but
definitely.
we'll jump into that as we go down the card. The first fight of the night, B, is Luis Saldana's taking on Bruno Souza. Luis Saldana is 15-7. He's 31 years old. He's 5'11 with a 73-inch reach. He's on a one fight losing streak, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. He last took on Austin Lingo when he lost by unanimous decision. He beat Jordan Griffin. He won unanimous, and then Vince Murdoch on the Contender Series. He won front kick to ground and pound round 3. So the dude, when he is the hammer, he absolutely dominates. But he's going to be taking on the BJJ black belt, the Tiger Bruno Souza. Bruno Souza is 10-2. He's 26 years young, so very young. 5'10 with a 70-inch reach. He's on one fight losing streak. He last took on Milsic Bakazarian, and he lost a unanimous decision. And then he beat Javier Garcia, who's 7-3 in LFA 114, and then he beat Elijah John on LFA 102. But those guys obviously didn't have as much experience as the guys in the UFC. But on this one here, B, I'm going to make it pretty much short and sweet. I'm going to pick Bruno Souza, the BJJ black belt, to get this one done. Right now, odds makers have him at a negative 117 on 5 dimes, and a plus 107 on for Luis Saldana on the comeback as the underdog. So, what do you say about that fight, B?
Yo, This week I heard a lot of people take Saldana over Souza because of Saldana's dynamic striking and all that. But I don't, I see Souza could win this one, man. We
Oh shit.
seen what happened in his last fight, where you know what I mean. Saldana could strike. Don't get me wrong. He has his range and all the crazy kicks and punches and all that stuff, and the quickness that he could throw. Cool, all that. You know what I mean. But then Austin Lingo managed to go up, pressure him, kind of take off a bit of his timing, get some takedowns, and work that man. You know what I mean? And Souza goes in fights like Lyoto Machida, man. I think Souza could do the same thing if he applies himself a little bit with his striking and gift and attempts little takedowns. You know what I mean? Level changes and whatnot. I think Souza could do the same thing. So I'm thinking Souza as well. You know what I
Nice.
mean? So yeah, I'm rocking with Souza on this one, man. Don't get me wrong.
Jay the Weasel just popped in here being silly like always. So what up, Jay? Hope you're doing good, bro. The next fight of the night. I'm glad you agree, B. I love when you and I agree because usually we fire heavy on there. So I like Bruno Souza on that one. The next fight at the night will be my first pick and bet of the night, but I'm gonna let B jump into it first just to see who he has and make sure that he's not suspect over here. But we got David Dorvac versus Mateus Nikolai.
Kanye.
What do you say, B?
All right, David Dvorak, Matheus Nicolau.
Yep,
All
that's you
right,
first.
cool. I got you. 20-3, The Undertaker, David Dvorak. 29 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach, out of the Czech Republic. Um, riding a 16-fight win streak. Um, yeah, man. The last time we seen him fight was back in May against Juan Camilo Rodriguez. Caught that guy in a rear naked choke round one. Beat Jordan Espinoza unanimous decision, and beat Bruno Silva with a unanimous decision. Um, Other than that, we know the whole streaks and whatnot. Dvorak is a pretty strong guy for 125. Um, Good combination. You know what's funny about him? He
What?
reminds me a little bit. His fight style is a little bit like Volkanovski,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, where he kind of is able to stifle you with the wrestling a little bit, but could throw these big, massive punches and like nullify your shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Going up against Mateus Nicolau, 17-2-1, 29 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach, out of Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, Brazil. Current 4-fight win streak, beating Tim Elliott, unanimous, Manel Kopp by split decision, Felipe Alfrain and Brave by unanimous decision, and Alan Gabriel with the future FC Darce choke in round one. Um, Nicolau coming from Nova União, Dine. He's another crazy striker that likes to use a lot of his like front kicks and spin kicks. Good boxing, good movement and footwork. Um, it's gonna be a rough fight, a real close fight, I think too. But I think Dvorak is gonna come in and steal this one.
Oh
That's
my
to me.
god, I fucking love when B picks my bet right now. He didn't even know who I was gonna pick right now, and sometimes I get real fucking scared when B goes through his breakdown because I'm like I don't know who's B's gonna pick. He might go against my pick, and I like sometimes when he goes against it just for fun, but fucking love it when B picks my boy. So I'm throwing down on David Dorvac. There ain't no fucking short story here. $125 going down, 1.25 units on 5 dimes. It goes going down for him to win 100. I think David Dorvac's just a little bit tougher, a little bit rougher, going to be a little bit bigger, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And he's going to be able to edge this like the odds makers have it, pretty much at a slight pick him for a reason because of that. But I just think that David Dorvac is the better dog here as the bigger heart, and he's going to be able to catch that bet for us. So we shall see next week. But
yeah,
let's fucking go, B. I love that. Love that you did that.
great, great.
So let's see. Jay, we had a question in the chat. One second. What do you say? So that's cool. So you don't need the bags to smell the room. I mean, it definitely smells a little bit, but nothing like blowing straight like blunts or joints or a bong load. It's more like a vapor smell, like popcorn mixed with a little bit of THC. burnt popcorn mixed with THC. That's kind of what I think the volcano smells burns like, Jay. So, but yeah, with that said, that's the first bet of the night will be David Dorvac, and I just can't wait for this fight because that's actually gonna be a really really good one. The next fight of the night will be super exciting. Also, we have two chicks that are gonna throw down: Jennifer Maya versus Manon Farad. Dude, I actually love Mana Farad. She is ferocious and she's vicious and she's 8-1. She's called herself the Beast. She's 32 years old. She's 5'7" with a 66-inch reach. She's on a 10-fight win streak fighting out of France. She last took on Myra Buena Silva and whooped that trick all 3 rounds, unanimous decision. And then Tabitha Ricci, she beat her punches standing TKO round 2. Poor Tabitha got that ass whooped. And then Victoria Leonardo, she got that ass whoop round 2 as well. 2 hot chicks got their ass whooped standing TKOs pretty much from this poor man in her first fights in the UFC. So she's had a pretty much a cakewalk walking all the way up in her first 3 fights in the UFC, and she's dominated every which way. She's going to be taking on Jennifer Maya. Jennifer Maya is 19-8-1. She's 33 years old. She's 5'4" with a 64-inch reach. She's on a 1-fight losing streak. She fights out of Brazil, so shout out to that Brazilian barbecue, baby. She last took on Caitlin Chukagian, and she lost by unanimous decision. And then Jessica I, she beat by unanimous decision. And then Valentina Shevchenko, my other girl, she got her ass beat all 5 rounds, unanimous decision. But I couldn't believe she even lasted that long. So, back and forth, back and forth. Mana Farad is the better striker to me. She's good. She's taller. She will have the bigger reach. I think the reach, it says it's listed. No, 2 inches reach advantage for Fiat. But if you look at them standing, their belly buttons are just Fiat's is way higher. She's way more beastly and manlier on her body. I feel like Manon Farad is the one that's going to win this fight. Right now, the odds makers have Manon at a negative 400. So no shit, Mike. Jennifer Maya is a plus 350, 500 dog. What do you say, B?
Yeah, I'm going with you on this one, man. Um, Jennifer Maya, man, she's been out there. She's been game, but you know what I mean. She might hit her plateau on this one, man. Um, Fiora is gonna be the better striker of these two. It's gonna come down to Jennifer Maya's takedowns, but I don't even think man is gonna be close. Is gonna be in her face like that to be, you know what I mean? To give her
Yep.
the opportunity to close in and get a takedown. No, I think she's gonna just shoot from the outside and just pick her apart, and then just go in for the kill, man.
Yeah, I
That's how I
agree.
see it.
And Jennifer Maya is super flat-footed when she strikes. It's not like she's a girl with a lot of movement. So I think that Manon's got the speed ability. She's got the movement agility. I think she might even have equal power. And I think that Jennifer Maya's face is going to get absolutely pummeled if she can't get Manon Farad to the ground. So it should be a great fight to watch for you if you want to see some women absolutely beat each other down. And I love women fights because they put it all out on the line. The
Definitely.
next fight of the night is Alioksab Kirov versus Dennis Tillian. I don't know if I did a good job or not, but B will correct me if I'm wrong. You go through it first, my man, Mr. B.
All right, cool. So we got the Black Wolf, alias Skab Krizi, Kizriev. There you go, Kizriev,
That ain't
Kizriev.
easy.
It's Kizriev, Kizriev. But yeah, undefeated, coming from the contender series, if I remember correctly. 31 years old, 5'9", 74-inch reach, coming out of Russia, riding 14-fight win streak. Yeah, because he has one amateur fight. But yeah, man. As you mentioned, Contender Series 2020. God damn, it's been that long since this guy fought. But yeah, he fought Henrique Shigemoto. I remember that. Um, he beat him by a rear naked choke in 50 seconds. Pretty much went in there, beat up this guy, chucked him, got him. That was it. Shigemoto did nothing. Rusimar fought Harris. I remember former Rusimar. Well, he
Yeah.
beat that guy up back in 2018
The
with ground and
goddamn
pound.
Harusamar, if you guys don't remember, he was the guy that got kicked. He's got kicked out of, I think, of multiple organizations for what extended leg locks, ruining people's ACL, MCLs, right, B?
Yeah. Yep.
Vicious
Correct.
too.
Correct. He beat him within a minute, 58 seconds, round one, in Fight Nights Global. Yasube Enomoto, this other dude that he fought in Fight Nights back in 2017, beat him unanimous decision. There's a lot of KO TKOs and a couple decisions and a couple submissions on this guy's record.
Hey B,
But
do you
he's
know
out
the?
of Russia.
Sorry B, but do you know the odds to this fight, B, by chance? Because I think you'll be surprised if you don't know.
These are gonna probably be blown out the window type odds.
Okay,
If
okay, you know then. Okay, it's a
yeah,
negative 1,000 for Kirov.
yeah, yeah. Because I don't have no clue who this other guy is.
Yeah.
Denis Tuulian.
Hey,
Tunulian.
he's a
There you go.
tapper. He's tapped before.
This guy, he's 10-5, 33 years old, 6'1". Let me see if they have his reach over here real quick. Hold on.
His
Let me see.
oh
Hold on.
oh
I
they're
got
right.
it. I
They
got
don't
it.
have it
Cause
on
I
Tapology. Yeah, I hate
no,
when
they don't have
Tapology.
it over here either.
I hate when Tapology doesn't have the reach on these fighters. But
Yeah, they
he's
don't
one of
have it
the
on UFC either.
he's one. Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like, come on, guys. You're telling me that you guys give them fight shorts and fight kits and all this stuff, and you don't measure them and give us a reach or a picture, and you guys pay them X amount of thousands?
For real,
Garbage.
man. But yeah, 10-5. 10-5 record. I mean, currently riding a one fight win streak, of course, out of Russia. Um, he fought this guy who's Celino Ferreira. Beat him 351 in round one at UAE, the UAE Warriors. Ikram Aliskarov, he lost to by Komora in round three. Alexei Novikov, he beat with elbows in round one. I'm gonna skip that last fight. And Denis Zatsev, he beat 118 in round one. Um, this is from going on this one, man. This guy's been currently skipping between wins and losses for the most part. And longest win streak is the 3 fight win streak. But he's gone between wins and losses, wins and losses. 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins, a loss. But it looks like he has an understanding of, his skill set. He got some KOs, so he got some KO power. He got submissions over here. But as Mike said, he's a tapper. So
You know the rule.
we have no clue about him. And Mike, if you tap or you take naps, is not a go, bro.
Nope.
So we're going with Aliskov Kurzi, probably more than likely.
We got
I'm
it.
gonna take that. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's gonna be straight up for sure. And yeah, that's that.
I mean, it's just a negative 1,000, and the dude, Palahara's is no joke in the sense of on the ground. So if this dude would just absolutely wash through, Palahara's, he's gonna pretty much do the same thing with this guy. He's rear naked choke, ground and pound, punch to the body, punches, rear naked choke. This dude is a finisher, an M1 and other organizations. He's not just some guy who just walked up from some Russian organization with a bunch of bums. His 13-0 record is pretty decent in the sense at least he's actually fought some people. This guy Dennis Tillin has not fought anybody at all, in my opinion. Sorry if I disrespected any of his last opponents, but it is what it is. But this, he's like I said, he's tapped by Kimura. He's been napped before. Two rear naked choke, Kimura. So 2 times he's been tapped, and then he's been punched out. So I definitely think this is a fight where Kirov is just being set up to absolutely dominate. Kizirov should be absolutely dominant, should take him down, should sub him quite easily, especially because Dennis Tillin is a big dude. And I would think that he wouldn't want to really mess around too long. But man, he has pretty heavy hands. He can knock him down and then submit him. But I'm going to take him by submission on this one. But right now, like I said, the odds makers have him at a negative 1,000. So that is not bettable. But let's see what is bettable. Under 1.5 rounds is negative 185. That's not bettable, folks. TKO is plus 200. I don't want that. Negative 140 for the submission. So the odds makers think that he's going to sub him too. They have a negative 140 on the odds from a negative
Oh,
1,000. So just to show you that
oh.
I pretty much know my shit, I should be in Vegas getting paid to do those odds, but is what it is. Me and Mr. B would kill it over there. So yeah, we're going Kizryov. I think that he absolutely dominates here. And it is what it is. So the next fight of the night, we have Batgrill Dana versus Chris Gutierrez. B, I'm gonna let you jump into this one first.
Oh man, this is a nightmare matchup right here,
This is
man.
a good fight.
Uh, yeah, it's a good fight, but it's very scary, man.
Ooh, it's scary.
Uh,
Hey, well,
it's
hey,
scary.
just hey, I have a bet on this fight, so let's scare you some more.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
At first, we're gonna go with El Guapo Chris Gutierrez,
What
man.
up, Jay?
17-3-2. 30 years old, 5'9" with the 67-inch reach out of Greenville, Texas. Currently riding a 5-fight win streak. If you didn't know, this is a bantamweight fight. Um, last three fights we seen this guy at, he fought Felipe Corrales when he won by split decision. That was a really good fight, man. Really press action. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy. He fought Andre Ewell and he won by unanimous decision. That was pretty much taking out them legs and throwing them kicks, boy. Fucked up Andre Ewell.
Yeah.
Cody Durden was a draw. Unanimous draw. I forgot what the hell caused that. That was there in 2020. But yeah, he fought Vince Morales and he beat Vince Morales on leg kicks in round two. Chris Gutierrez is a really solid kickboxer, maintains his distance pretty damn well, could put them hands on you, but when he puts those legs on you, oh shit, it's
Those kicks,
problematic,
bro.
boy.
Those kicks.
Hell yeah. But he's gonna be in a firefight. Going up against Bajarel Storm Dana or Dana Bajarel. 12-2. Man, 32 years old, 5'7" with the 70-inch reach out of Edingstan, Edisangan, Mongolia. There you go.
Yeah.
3-fight win streak. Training with Jackson Wink, man. God damn. Brandon Davis, he annihilated that dude in 2 minutes and 1 second in round one. That was the knees, punches, and elbows. Poor Brandon Davis had no space.
Nothing.
Kevin Natividad, counter left hook, put that man to bed. Jesus Christ, 50 seconds in round one. Guido Canetti, the left hook. That left hook is money on this dude, man. Three
Yeah,
minutes,
it's
one
sick.
second in round one. When he made his debut against Hele Alateng, and that was a war. That was on the Shenzhen card. I remember that perfectly because my girl lost the title.
Oh,
Girl lost the
we don't
title,
want to
Jessica
talk about it.
Andrade. She lost that title, man. But it was okay though. But
Mhm.
other than that, man, um, this is going to be a dangerous fight. We know Chris Gutierrez could move around very well. He could pickpocket people. He could throw those leg kicks. He could throw his strikes pretty well. Likes to make that kickboxing, you know what I mean? Mix it up really good. Um, but Dana has fight altering power, man.
Yeah, he
If
does.
he catches you one time it's going to be bad. And his follow up is even worse, man. So it's really gonna be a matter of speed and just seconds, boy. It's just gonna be a matter of speed and seconds. And Chris Gutierrez gotta have to mix it up to try to get this man Alateng off speed, off center, and just land his shots and do his thing, man. In a fight like this, I look at this and I'd be like, Dana probably got this one, man. He probably gonna land something crazy, something insane, man.
Is that your pick? You got Dana then, right?
I might ride Gutierrez on this one, dog.
Damn, dude. That's how tough it is, right? It's it's
It, it's
it's
one of those types of fights, man.
Jesus. It is one of those fights. You know what? Let's look at this real fast. Instead of picking a side on this one, let's try to find a way to get both these guys. Oh, over is 225. That's crazy, guys. Why the fuck you guys got to make it that vicious? Fight goes to decision. Fight doesn't go to this. I think fight goes to decision. What do you say, B?
It's
You
gonna be
think
a
it?
matter of how many of the.
You
If
think?
the nod lands on Gutierrez, it's gonna be a matter of how many of those shots Gutierrez could absorb.
See, that's the problem. So originally, I like Gutierrez. I like him. I like his leg. I like his leg kicks. I like his cardio. I like the work
I
ethic. I
like
like
that too.
everything.
Yeah,
But Dana's power is no fucking joke. And that the left hook is a different story. If it's a right hook, I can deal
yeah,
with. A left hook you don't see, and that thing kill you on your chin, and it can end up just absolutely ruining your night. So
exactly.
let's see, man.
And he hides that thing pretty friggin' well, man.
Let's see. Back rail wins by decision. Back rail. Where's back rail KO? Back rail KO's plus 170. TKO for Gutierrez. Damn, dude. If Chris Gutierrez TKO KO'd him, it's plus 500. That's nuts. Oh man. You know, on this one, man, I was gonna throw it on a bet, but I'm gonna pass on this one. It's a little bit too close. I'm gonna pick Chris Gutierrez though. I feel like he's just got the leg kicks. It's the leg kicks and the cardio from Chris Gutierrez that are scaring me off of Dana
Yeah,
Backrail's power, and so I'm gonna go with Chris Gutierrez. I'm so close to betting it that it's not funny, but I think I'm gonna have to reserve a little bit of just a little bit right there because that's just a tough one, man. There's not a clear
it
winner.
is.
There's not like, oh, you had an edge. It's like you're almost flicking a coin. But the next fight of the night, we have two chicks, and I feel like this is another weird one. B, Sarah McMahon versus Carol Rosa. You and so I right Sarah McMahon, former wrestler. She's supposed to have all this wrestling. She's one of the biggest quitters I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sorry to be disrespectful, but she's 12-6. She's 41 years old. She get old as old. 5'6", 66-inch reach, one fight losing streak, fight out of South Carolina. Last fight with Juliana Pena, who me and Mr. B are not fond of. Lost by rear naked choke, round three. Then she beat Lena Landsberg, big deal. And then she lost to Mary Renault, Caitlin Vieira, in some of the biggest quit jobs you've ever seen in your life. And Sarah McMahon has quit written all over her all day, all the time. Carol Rosa's 15-3, 27 years young, 5'5", with a 67.5-inch reach. She's on a 6-fight win streak fighting out of Brazil. She last took on Beth Corrier, won a unanimous decision. That's Beth Corrier. That's not the biggest deal in the world. She doesn't have the best wrestling, and then Jocelyn Edwards does not. Jocelyn Edwards does not have the best wrestling either. She's more of a striker. She beat her by unanimous decision, so she's really been never been tested by a wrestler. This Carol Rosa girl. I can't trust her as far as I can throw. I can't trust Sarah McMahon as far as I can throw though. So we have Carol Rosa as a favorite at the negative 205 mark, plus 188 mark on 5 dimes for the underdog Sarah McMahon. This is a dog or pass situation, and I don't really like the dog here because she quits more than anybody you've ever seen in your life. But I do see a spot where Sarah McMahon could get Kel Rosa on her back because Kel Rosa would accept that. So I'm gonna go dog or pass, but do not bet this fight. Please do not bet this fight. What do you say, B?
Mm. Um, it is a situation of dog or pass. However, I'm taking Carol Rosa on this one. Um,
I understand.
and this one is pretty simple as to why I say this, and it's all because of Sarah McMahon.
Quitter,
Sarah McMahon is 50-50. Yeah, that's her thing.
the
She
quitter.
could get the advantage on the first round, but if you manage to put a little bit of pressure, just apply a slight amount of pressure on her, she will quit. She will fold. And it is horrible to say, man, but it is what
Seriously,
it is.
I know.
And I think Carol Rosa has the strength to go ahead and deal with some of those takedown scenarios. And also on top of that, I think she has the better striking between the two. And that's crazy to say considering how long Sarah McMahon's been at the top of women's bantamweight.
Carol has a way better striking than Sarah McMahon. I'm not going to doubt that at all. What I'm worried about is the one round. It's one round Sarah McMahon. In fact, Sarah McMahon is only good for one round. So if you'd bet her, it would probably be Sarah McMahon by one round, first round only, just to make some money if that would be possible. But she's a quitter.
So I'm definitely rolling with Carol Rosa on this one, man. Carol Rosa gonna pick up a big win here. Plus, she trains with my girl Jessica Andrade. So there's two mentions of Jessica Andrade right there, folks. Haha. So,
All
so yeah,
right.
she trains on Josh there. So I'm looking forward to seeing her do some damage on Sarah McMahon here, pick up
Nice.
that win.
I hope so too. Like I said, Sarah McMahon's a quitter and she deserves to get punched in her face and have her shit split. The next fight of the night is Neil Magny, the OG veteran, taking on the newcomer or the newer comer, Max Griffin. I'm gonna let you jump into that first, B.
All right, cool, man. Let's go to Max then. Max Payne Griffin, welterweight division fight here, man. Max Griffin, Payne, eighteen
Pain.
eight, 36 years old, 5 foot
Hey,
11 with the
you know what that?
76 inch
Sorry,
reach.
B. You know what that
What's up?
reminds me of? Menace to
What?
Society when there's like cocaine. Ain't you gonna do that, cane? You know what I'm talking about?
I
You know what I'm
know.
talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sorry, I
Is that
have.
cocaine? You gonna
I
do that
love.
cocaine?
Yeah, exactly. I love old movies. Sorry.
It's all good, man. I haven't watched that movie in a
See,
minute,
hey,
but I know
Jay
that movie.
Scone. Jay Scone, shout out to my boy out there. He appreciated that movie reference out there. I love what was the OG dude's name? There was O Dog, and then it was Kane, and the OG was it Jamie? That wasn't Jamie, right? It was what did he say to what hey, Jay, what was the OG dudes? He's like, hey, both y'all acting like some bitches. We gonna go in there, we gonna smoke them fools, and get out. You remember that dude smoking the blunt or smoking the joint? God damn, I'm so mad at myself for not remembering the name. I'm so sorry for whoever, whatever his dude's name is. It's ridiculous, dude.
Well,
But
not
either way,
AWAX.
was it AWAX? It was, huh? I don't know. Sounds weird. I don't remember it being such a big name. You know what I'm talking about, right? The OG vet with the he's like, ooh, hey, who got some snaps on the Petro?
Yeah,
None of y'all
MCA.
got no.
Yeah, AWAX.
Okay,
AWAX.
all right. None
Yeah,
of y'all got no snaps. All
yeah,
y'all motherfuckers broke. No fuck.
yeah.
All right. All right, there you go, Jay. Yeah, MCA.
See?
He was hard. He was a
Yeah.
good actor. Sorry, guys. I love reminiscing about old movies. So we got to shout out the Menace to Society. Menace
Facts,
to
though.
Society. If
Facts.
you haven't seen it, make sure you go see it. All right, Jada Pinkett.
Word.
She was strong. That was back in the
Hell yeah.
Tupac. That was back when Tupac was splitting and hitting it.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Word,
shit!
though.
I said that. All right, go. All right, B. Sorry. So Neil Magny versus
All
Max
good.
Griffin, B.
Hold on a second. So yeah, Max. So yeah, Max. Out of Sacramento, California, 76 inch reach, 5'11", MMA Gold Fight Team. Currently riding a 3-fight win streak where he beat Carlos Condit by unanimous decision. He beat Kanan Song with punches in round one, first round. Yeah, round one, 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Ramiz Brahimaj he beat with that elbow that caused that big explosion
Yep.
of his ear in round three, 2 minutes and 3 seconds in round three. Before that, he was like 1-4 in his last 5 fights. But yeah, man, he's managed to put it together. Um, Strong wrestler, but he's managed to improve a lot greatly with his hands. Improved his boxing real well. Before he used to be caught by a whole bunch of silly shit. But now he's put it together, man. But he's got a big test here. The Haitian sensation, Neil Magny, man, 25-8. Long time standout in the welterweight division. Um, Hold up. Let me real quick. Hold up.
Yeah, the Neil
Get
Magny,
that
the
number.
B.
I just want to get that number real quick. Okay, number 9. There you go. Number 9 in the division. That's right. 6'3", 80-inch reach, 34 years old. Yes, that is very insane. 80-inch reach and 6'3" at welterweight is
Yeah,
crazy. Elevation Fight Team is what he represents, so you know where that cardio is coming from.
yeah, buddy.
Last fight he had, he won unanimous decision against Jeff Neal. That was on 2021. He lost to Mike Chiesa before that. He beat Robbie Lawler by unanimous decision and beat Anthony Rocco Martin by unanimous decision. He also beat my guy Jing Liang by unanimous decision too. Um, a lot of people like this fight. Max Griffin, has the wrestling, has the improved boxing as we mentioned. Um, he's strong in his takedowns, but so is Neil Magny.
Yeah,
The
big.
big difference between these guys, man, is that Neil Magny's cardio is friggin' insane, bro. The fact that he manages to keep an output, He keeps a high level of striking going on, man. It's not strikes to put you away. It's just tagging. He just tags on you and is repeatedly tags. Whether it's punches or kicks, he's just constantly tagging on you. And once he keeps that rhythm, he does not stop. Um, Mixes up with the occasional clinch against the cage or the level change, but he'll keep bringing right back to the output, the output, the output. I know Max Griffin is a tough dude. He could get this done, but Max Griffin gonna have to mix that wrestling up and some good power shots and just try to outpace Neil Magny. But Neil Magny's just so damn good, dude. I'm going with Neil Magny on this one, man.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just a no brainer to me. You know, I have the rule here on Cope's Corner. Anytime the OG has some gas left in the tank and there's petro in that tank, especially versus a newcomer, I got to throw down or I got to pick or throw down on that OG. He's not a dog. Right now, the odds makers have Neil Magny at a negative 260 mark, so you got to throw $260 to make 100 extra. So the comeback for Max Griffin is $100, makes you $240 extra for your 100 if he wins. But I just don't think that Max Griffin is ready for the cardio pace, is ready for the jiu-jitsu, is ready for the clinch game of Neil Magny. I feel like those bony knees are going to be just into his rib cage. Max Griffin's not going to have anywhere to go to throw them hands. Neil Magny's been there with some of the best grapplers and fighters in the world. But Max Griffin has too, man. Max Griffin's fought Colby Covington in his first fight ever in the UFC, and that's pretty much when he pretty much the only time he has gotten finished in the UFC was Colby Covington in his first fight in around 3 ground and pound. So the dude's tough. The dude's rough, but I mean, Neil Magny's Neil Magny. You got to pay attention to the reach and height advantage. It's there for a reason, and I think that Neil Magny is the side here. So, with that said, the next fight of the night is Mark DeCasey versus Via Glachov Borshakov. I'll let you jump into this one first, B. It's the first fight on the main card.
All right, man. Yep, Marky
This gonna be
Casey.
a good one though.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we're really gonna. This might be do or die for Mark DeCasey here, man. Straight up.
Yeah, sadly, dude, he just doesn't live up to his talent yet. But he's such a good fighter, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just that I just don't know, man. Things just ain't clicking, man.
He could show up as
But
the baddest motherfucker for 2 rounds, and then all of a sudden he gets this thing in his mind where he's like, "I don't want to be here no more at all," and I'm done.
fucked up, but it's true.
Yeah.
Bone Crusher Mark DeCasey, man. 14-5. 29 years old. 29 people. 5'10" with the 73-inch reach. The Democratic Republic of Congo is where he is from, but he reps that English flag pretty wavily, man. Representing the American top team, currently riding a 2-fight losing streak. Um, you know, last time he fought Rafael Alves. This was back late last year, where he lost by a guillotine choke in round 1, in a fight where he actually started off winning, which was crazy. He kind of had won. He was doing his thing, and he went for a takedown, and he got caught with a guillotine choke. He never had to wrestle, and he went to wrestle. It's these dumb mistakes that keeps costing him fights, man. And Alves caught him with a guillotine choke, 148 round 1. I remember that shit because I picked him to win that fight, and he lost.
Yeah, he fucked us up.
Rafael Fiziev, huh?
Yeah, he hurt us one of those nights.
Rafael Fiziev, unanimous decision loss. Fiziev outstruck him pretty much. That was during 2020. But he had those 2 wins against being Lando Venata by unanimous decision and being Joe Duffy by unanimous decision. But he beat Joe Duffy. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, who was that?
He had for real, man. He lost Hakparaz, Hooker, and the close, that 3-fight skid. But is a really strong kickboxer, man. He has good strikes, good counter strikes, but for some reason in his brain, he just likes to do the opposite of certain things, man. And he's just like, fuck, what the fuck is going on, man? On the other hand, though, we got Slavakos. Vyacheslav Bordashev. Vyacheslav Borshev. There you go. Borsch boy. 30 years old, 5'11" with the 69-inch reach out of Volgograd, Russia. Representing that team alpha male. Out of currently riding a 4-fight win streak. Yes. Dakota Bush, he fought January this year. Beat him with that nasty liver shot in round one, 347. Chris Duncan, the contender series, put that man away with the round two hook. Time fighting championships, Kennedy St. Louis, put that dude away in round two. Corey Dunlaney, ground and pound, round one. I remember when I first seen him in LFA, the first LFA fight, and I said, "Shit, he's gonna be a menace." But yeah, man, they're not doing him no favors. Well, when I say this, I say Mark Jacasey. They're not doing him
No,
no favors.
nothing.
Um, this is gonna be a big test for Borchev because Borchev's really getting a taste of what it is to have serious competition in the division. Um, a guy like Jacasey who's right in that same alley of striking, the fighting realm of where he comes from, high level striker. It's just gonna be the MMA aspects, and we'll see what happens though. The thing is that Jacasey has been lulled before to get caught, and Borchev does really good in his strikes, where he could catch you and just have you, you know what I mean, offset some shit that you'll do and land big with his shots. And he loves to throw nasty kicks to your body, nasty punches to your body, and loves to KO folks as well. But his things aren't just I'm forcing it. He'll find it and he'll make you give him the opportunity to land big. With that said, Vyacheslav Borshev is the guy I'm going with on this fight here, man.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better, B, and I literally can't even say anything more. Besides Mark DeCasey, he's a great talent, a great striker at that. Really, really, really good talent. He just never lived up to his full potential, and I don't know what it is. His sports psychologist or whatever he may need to jump up the ladder, but I can't say it. But with this, I like Borshkov. I think that he's going to win this fight here. And right now, the odds makers had him at a 150, 145, 155 opening. They have him down to a 132 number on 5 dimes. So I'm going to be throwing down 1.32 units on Borshakov. I think that he's a little bit tougher. He's gonna be there for all 3 rounds. And with that Casey, I just don't know what he's gonna do, and that's why you see the
Yeah.
line at where it is with a plus 122 for Mark Casey. So I'm gonna have to have Mark
Mhm.
Casey prove it or lose it, and I think that he's gonna lose it. So
Yeah.
we shall see
Also,
next.
also we got to put into consideration too. Borshev might wrestle. He's with Alpha Male.
Yep,
He might wrestle.
true.
And DeCasey is not good with wrestling, man.
Hates it. He
He
hates
is
it.
not good with
Yeah.
wrestling. So
Good point. He loves the gas, anyways. So if you have a wrestler actually shooting on him and a good striker, it could just be a really bad matchup for him. I think Borshkov has this one all day, so that's why I'll be throwing down on him on this bet here. But the next fight of the night, we have some big boys in the 265
yes,
pound
sir.
division. Aleksei Oleinik is taking on Ilir Latifi. Ilir Latifi called himself the Sledgehammer. He's 15, 8, and 0. 38 years old. He's 5'10 with a 75-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak fighting out of Florida. He last took on Tanner Bozer. He won a split decision. And then Derek Lewis, he lost to unanimous. And then Volkan Ozdemir, left hooks round 2. Corey Anderson, unanimous decision. And so he really doesn't like wrestlers and definitely doesn't like big strikers. And that kind of shows it in his record there. But with this one here, he's taking on Alexei Oleinik, the boa constructor, 59, 16, and 1. The record's crazy. 44 years old, 6'2" with an 80-inch reach. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's fighting out of Russia. Born in Ukraine. So a lot of people like to talk about the conflict. So shout out to his family at that. But so he took on Sergey Spivak last year when he lost to unanimous decision. Chris Dawkins, knees and punches standing round 1, and then Derek Lewis round 2. He's just been on a 3-fight skid and just absolutely just been dominated all over the place. With this one here, Ali Latifi is the way better wrestler in my opinion. Olenek doesn't even have really good wrestling. He has submission skills. He has his sub from his bottom in his guard that he gets done somehow, but it doesn't really happen often. But I like Ilir Latifi here. I think that he's live to win this fight, but it's 265 pounds. This isn't the natural weight class for a guy like Ilir Latifi. So, you're trusting a guy who's been eating all the Twinkies, all the ding dongs, and all the new age snacks. But I'm going to Ilir Latifi on this fight. What do you say about it, B?
Um, at first I wanted to say Alir Latifi. I was
I
going with Alir
I don't
Latifi,
want to say either of them, but they forced me to pick two of them. One of the two.
but I think Olenek might get something done here. I
Holy
think. I'm
shit!
not
Holy
saying
shit!
all the way. I think. Hear me out here. Hear me out.
I'm gonna hear
Ilir Latifi's a strong son of a bitch. You know what I mean? He's a strong son of a bitch. Let's be for real. That dude is strong.
you.
Um,
Shout out to my boy JR Gomez on YouTube. Love you, bro.
Facts. He's strong. You know, strong cat, big as hell. He's short though. He's short, but he got big power. You know what I mean? Comes from a strong wrestling background. You seen what he could do to Derek Lewis and all those other guys. But then Olenek, man, Olenek has his own grappling ability, you know, and he could take a damn good shot here and there. I think Olenek could possibly go up there, you know what I mean? Land a couple shots here and there, battle Latifi through the grappling aspects, probably get a takedown, rough that man up on the ground. Probably could do it for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
submission threat is there.
it's true. He's bigger. He's bigger naturally. He's been in this weight class, hanging with these big boys. I get it. I'm not
Yeah.
betting. Hey, I'm not fucking betting you, Lear Latifi. They have Lear Latifi at a favorite at a negative 210 mark. That's fucking crazy. Nuts.
So you
You're
know what I mean? There's a way this man could possibly go in and get a submission off a ill-fated takedown attempt from Latifi or get something going, man. But yo, don't be shocked if this man Olenek manages to submit Latifi. But then again, if Latifi manages to Hulk smash his brains out, then yeah, we definitely know that
it's gonna be
it
a
was
it's gonna
there.
be a
But
fun shit show. I'll tell you that.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
That
with that
I'll
said,
say.
the next fight of the night is Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France. I will let you jump into that first, B.
Okay, dude. Hold on, let me get me.
And
Hold up,
I'm gonna
let
grab
me.
a drink, B. So elaborate a second, okay?
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Got you. I just want to go ahead and get these numbers up because some people ask for numbers. So we got number 2, Askar Askarov versus number 6, Kai Kara France. Um, Hold up. So let's go. Number 2 versus number 6. So number 2, Askar Askarov, the Bullet Askar Askarov, who's 14-0-1. He's 29 years old, 5'6" with the 67-inch reach, coming out of Russia. Uh, Kazavyurt. There you go. Russia. Um, Currently riding, of course, that 14-fight win streak because he's undefeated. Duh. Fought Joseph Benavides, where he won by unanimous decision back in March of last year. Alexandra Pantoja, he won with unanimous decision of 2020. And Tim Elliott, he won unanimous decision 2020. Brandon Moreno, he had that split draw though. Um,
We
the
had
guy has good wrestling.
we had a
His
question real fast,
striking
B.
is not bad.
We had a
Huh?
question real fast, B, in the chat.
Oh, sure.
Didn't Kai Kara France win the last time he was an underdog? He did win the last time. He was a slight underdog versus Cody Garbrandt
Yeah.
and starched him. Let's go, B.
Yes. Yeah, yes, he did. Annihilated that man.
Broke
Poor
that fool.
Cody Garbrandt.
Took his
Poor Cody
soul.
Garbrandt. You know what I mean? Strong Sambo style wrestler. Has good striking here and there. You know what I mean? He just had that hiccup against Brandon Moreno because Brandon Moreno don't play that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
He's up against Don't Blink Kai Kara France, man. 23-9, the number 6 in the flyweight division. 28 years old, 5'4" with the 66.5-inch reach. up in New Zealand, and that City Kickboxing team, of course. Um, current right in a 2-fight win streak, of course, beating Cody Garbrandt in December of last year with that 3 minute 21 second round one dismantling of that poor boy. And then Margerio Bontorin got lit up too with punches in round one of last year as well. He did lose to Brandon Royval by guillotine choke, beat Tyson Nam. So number two versus number six. Um, these dudes are still trying to figure out what the hell's going on in the division. I'm talking about the UFC because Askar Askarov should just be fighting whoever's holding the flyweight title right now. But since they want to go ahead and make a four fight, Askar Askarov is risking his spot here against Kai Kara France. Um, Askar can wrestle. He can hold his opponent down. But we have seen him kind of struggle a little bit depending on who it is. Depending. You know what I mean? If you got to go into these scramble situations, it's problematic. But Kai Kara France is a fast guy. He's a speed demon, man. He throws punches really fast, really quick. Kind of throws people off for quite a bit. We've seen Asgard get caught up a little bit in the Brandon Moreno fight. You know what I mean? Difference is because Brandon Moreno was so damn big, and Brandon Moreno fought in a style where he extends himself and makes himself, you know what I mean, longer than his natural reach. Kind of fucked him up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But in the process, he fought Joey Benavidez. He managed to, Askar Askarov did manage to, get that guy punch inside, get inside, and do his thing. Kara France has to fight this fight from the outside. The majority of the fight, he has to fight from the outside. Askar Askarov can't give him breathing space. If not, Askarov is going to get smoked.
Yeah.
Um, Even if Askarov tries to close in on the entry, he got to be careful because he might get smoked. I would lean towards Askar Askarov on this one, but with the way Kai Kara France has been, it looks like he's been ready to get shit done. And if he manages to get the upset here, I'll be like, oh shit. But I think Askar Askarov got this one, man. I'll take
Yeah.
him unanimous decision.
As much
Yeah.
as my mind wants to fuck with me and tell me that Kai Kara France has a chance to win this because he is a great striker, he is all that. He's got a great camp at City Kickboxing, but over there in New Zealand and Auckland, they're more Nazi Germany than the SS back in 1939. So they don't have a lot of training partners other than who they're around. They can't even do what they want to do. Shit, they can't even go get food or a brew at 2 a.m. without having some vaccination papers. So I don't know what the fuck's going down over there in Auckland, New Zealand, besides some Nazi SS stuff. So Oscar Askarov, I think he's gonna win this fight. I just feel like he's just gonna give Kai Kara France zero space at all and just put him on his butt, put him on his ass, give him absolutely nothing to work with. But like you said, if he does give Kai Kara France space and gets a little too cocky, he could get clipped in his bitch ass chin. But I really just don't see that right now. The odds makers have him at a negative 400 favorite as Askarov plus 355 comeback for Kai Kara France. The only time Kai Kara France has ever been an underdog, other than this time, was with Cody Garbrandt. He was a plus 115 underdog. He cashed. He cashed, and that was Cody Garbrandt. This isn't Cody Garbrandt. This dude's wrestling is a little bit different, and these Russians are a little bit more another level when it comes to it. So, with that said, I'm going with Askar Askarov domination, and we shall see though. If Kai Kara France gets a chance to strike, it could be good. The next fight of the night is Matt the Immortal Brown, taking on Brian Barberina. And I can't fucking wait for this one, B. So we have Matt the Immortal Brown, who's 23
For
and
sure.
18, 41 years old, 6 foot, 76-inch reaches on a one fight win streak, fight out of Immortal Martial Arts Center in Ohio. Shout out to the Ohio natives. He last took on Diego Lima, one of the Lima Light brothers. He won right cross round 2. Pretty much exactly what I thought he would do. We cashed that bet here on Cope's Corner, so shout out to Matt Brown for that one. And then he lost to Carlos Condit, unanimous decision. That one's gross. I don't really want to talk about it. And then Miguel Bieza, he lost to left hook, round 2. Miguel Bieza is an absolute monster, and you really can't even hate on that young buck being able to start him. But he's taking on Brian Barberina here. Brian Barberina comes out Bam Bam. He's 16-8. He's 32 years old. He's 6 foot with a 72-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak fighting out of Glendale, Arizona. He last took on Darian Weeks, and he won a unanimous decision on UFC Fight Night. Darren Weeks was fucking 5-0, and no one who knows who the fuck Darren Weeks is, okay? I don't even know how they gave him a beach ball so big to hit. I feel like I'm at Dodger Stadium, and it's a 7th inning, and they're throwing around beach balls, and we're just banging it around for fun. That's how easy the win was by last time Barberina was out. Then he lost to Jason Witt, who's an absolute bum, if you ask me. And I'm sorry. Lost a unanimous decision, majority decision. Matt Brown is gonna absolutely beat the fucking shit out of this kid. OG versus the newcomer all day. I'm gonna back my shit and I'm gonna put it down. Matt the Immortal Brown right now on the odds makers on 5 dimes have him at a negative 112. Plus 102 comeback for Brian Barberina. I don't fucking see it. I'm throwing down $112, 1.12 units on Matt the Immortal Brown to become one of the heaviest knockout artists of all time in the UFC and defeat Brian Barberina. What do you say about it, B?
It's gonna be a good fight.
Definitely.
I can see exactly what you're saying. Um, yeah, I'm going with Matt Brown too. I want to see Matt Brown pick up this win here for sure. Um, I just think Matt Brown is the more cleaner of the two, technical wise. Matt Brown is willing to get into these wars, these nasty scraps. But I believe he is the more technical of the two fighters. Even if it gets into a war, he is the more technical of the two guys. If there is anything that we have to worry about ever so slightly, it is Matt Brown's body.
Yeah.
Matt Brown has taken some nasty body shots in the past,
True.
and you got to be very careful with those. The problem is because Brian Barberina, you can hit that man, he starts becoming a weirdo headhunter. Um, he ends up becoming instant target practice for people. So he manages to forget what the hell to do, just go into instant autopilot, and then he's right there. Um, he'll probably try to play it smart a little bit, but I see Matt Brown doing what he got to do to get this done, pretty much.
Yeah, I just don't see.
Yeah,
Matt Brown has seen Brian Barberina's type a million times in the gym.
millions of times. Yeah,
Brian Barberina is not something special in the sense he doesn't have spectacular movement. He doesn't have extraordinary knockout power. He also got in a
nope.
motorcycle accident years back, and then he's really never been the same quite then. And I can vouch for that. I got in a Harley crash back in 2015. I broke every bone in my left foot and my ankle connection. And so, I could still never run the same, jump the same, be the same. But Matt Brown, he's going to give you the cardio. He's going to give you the heart. He definitely has that OG fight IQ. And I feel like getting him at slight pick 'em is pretty much a gift. And you know what I say? OG all day versus the underdog or versus the newcomer. So the next fight of the night will be 2 chicks going at it. 2 of the girls I absolutely love. And I would absolutely devastate at a bar if we had the chance. At 10 p.m., if I had a chance at Joanne Wood or Alexa Grasso, I'd be doing the damn thing. But I'm gonna let you jump into that fight first, B.
All right, cool, man. Joanne Wood, Alexa Grasso here in this co-main. Let's go, JoJo.
Dude,
That's my girl, man.
I know we loved her forever on the MMA for Money show. I still always do. But hey, did you hear that dude say Alexa Grasso wasn't good looking? Did you hear that? Did you hear that tweet?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
What kind of 1-arm, 3-teeth bitches are you looking at? Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso is a fucking beautiful Hispanic Chicana and a fine mama. So let's fucking go. So jumping in first, B.
People crazy, bro. I seen it too. I started dying. I said, "Nah, I'm not gonna leave it. They're gonna roast him."
The guy who tweeted that hasn't touched a peach ever. The dude just is an OnlyFans subscriber. He only touches Pamela all 5 of his fingers.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
My girl
Let's go,
Grasso.
man.
I love you, Grasso. Call me. Fucking call me.
So our girl JoJo, man, Joanne Wood, the former Calderwood, who just goes by Wood now, is 36 years old, 5'6" with the 65.5 inch reach, out of Irvine, Scotland. Yes.
Scotland.
Um, Currently riding a 2-fight losing streak. Oh God. Representing that syndicate MMA, man. Muay Thai stylings all day. Um, Sucks though. She's on that 2-fight losing streak after losing Natalia Santos, which was all kinds of friggin' ugly back in November of last year. Bless you. Lauren Murphy, she lost to by split decision. She beat Jessica I in that really good scrap at during 257 back in January. Lost to Jennifer Maya by that armbar. Beat Andrea Lee by split decision. Lost to Chukagian. Had 2-fight win streak before that. Um, we know Joanne Calderwood has the Muay Thai style. Nasty front kicks, nasty elbows. When she's on, she's on. She can throw those knees, them elbows, those punches. But she always tends to slow start though. She tends to slow start. She used to be a fast starter back in Invicta days, but I don't know, man. She is like somewhat of like a slow pace in the first, then she opens up. Lexa Grasso, on the other hand, man, different story. 13-3, 28 years old, 5'5" with the 66-inch reach, representing Mexico, man.
Let's
2-fight win
go.
streak all day with that Lobo gym, man. You want to talk about a premier gym for Latin ladies? Lobo Gym is it. We're talking about her, Irene Aldana, um, Alejandra Lara, what's that girl? Rodriguez from Invicta, all them people. But I'm saying there's a whole lot of females
Irene
that's in
Aldana
Lobo Gym.
or Irene Aldana over there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They both came up in Lobo Gym together.
Yes, exactly.
Her and Grasso and Adana. Yeah. So yeah, man. 2-fight win streak here. Beat Macy Barber unanimous decision. That was pretty much a shutout there. That was when Macy Barber was punching air. And Ji Young Kim. That was crazy. Both of those unanimous decision. Her last fight at strawweight was against Carla Esparza, where she had lost that, and then Carolina Kovacevic she won. And Alexa Grasso, 5'5". Um, you know what I mean? She had the issues in the weight, and strawweight moved up to flyweight. So far, so good. Her boxing is A1. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sexy, sexy.
She can box, boy. She will box you out of house and home. She will box you out your money. She will piece you up, man. Oh Lord. She's really good with the footwork. Those are nice little leg kicks, the occasional body kick. She likes to establish her distance. She's really good in moving in and out the pocket and just moving, circling out of people's dominant hands and strikes and whatnot. Um, this fight is gonna be a rough fight to watch in a way because it's two people that people like. You know what I mean? Um, I feel Grasso has her path to victory as long as she keeps the distance. If Joanne Wood manages to close in and just get those front kicks, the push kicks, and teep kicks, and just wrap up on Grasso, I think she's gonna put that weight on Grasso. Um, I think Joanne Wood is a little bit bigger. She gonna get a little bit bigger than her. She's been in the division a lot longer, so that build is gonna mean something, especially if she gets to wrap her up against the corner, against the cage, land those knees, put some short elbows, put some work on Grasso. It's gonna be rough, especially if Joanne Wood could get a takedown, because Grasso don't like fighting off her back. She does not.
Yeah.
That was one of the problems that she had as a strawweight. So man, good fight. I love Grasso, I love Wood, but I'm gonna lean towards Joanne Wood on this one. But I can see paths on both ends on how they can win. So I'm saying Joanne Wood.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is a really tough one for me. If this fight, if Grasso gets taken down, she's pretty much fucked to me in the sense of I think that Joanne Wood has a better ground game all around. No joke. But standing wise, I feel like Alexa Grasso has the better boxing 100%. I feel like her striking is better, that she moves her head better. And JoJo, she shows damage a lot on her face. So she's very susceptible to being cut. And then to the judges, you never know how they're going to take it. And so right now, the odds makers have my girl Grasso at a negative 240, my girl JoJo at a plus 220. So
Mm,
Grasso's supposed to win this. I like Grasso. I think that her boxing's better. Um, I think that her heart's bigger. I think she's younger. I just Joanne hasn't showed me enough anymore, JoJo, to throw any faith on her. So I feel like if Grasso keeps this standing, she could end up mincing up JoJo's poor sweet white face. So with that said, that's the co-main event for the evening. And then we have the main event of the evening is Curtis Blades is taking on Chris Dawkins, the older Dawkins brother.
yes, sir.
We have Curtis Blades, who's 15-3. He called himself Razor. He's 31 years old. He's 6'4" with an 80-inch reach. He's on a one fight win streak fighting in Chicago, Illinois. There's no it's not we know what he wants to do. This dude wants to wrestle. He's a former Division II wrestler, absolutely amazing when it comes to that. He's been in there in the UFC now for a long time. Last took on Jairzinho Rosenstruck. He won a unanimous decision, and then he took on Derek Lewis. He lost by uppercut round two. Then he beat Volkov, and then he beat Junior Dos Santos and Shamil Abduragimov. Justin Willis, and then Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis are the only two times that he has lost, and that's because of the power those two have. And the fact that he couldn't get those two big boys down, Curtis Blades couldn't. He's taking on Chris Dawkins, who's 12-4. He's 32 years old. He's 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. He's on a one fight losing streak. Fights out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He last took on Derek Lewis and he lost to right hooks. Right hooks, round one, and then he beat Shamil Abdurmahimov, right cross to ground strikes round two. Alessi Olenek, he beat round one, standing punch, knees and punches, standing TKO. With this fight, it's like if Curtis gets this fight down the ground. He has 5 rounds. I don't know how long Chris Dawkins can do this. He just got knocked out 3 months ago. Absolutely dominated by Derek Lewis. He's coming 3 months later and he's going to fight Curtis Blades. I think it's an absolutely bad idea. I think that Curtis Blades is going to absolutely roll here. Five Dimes has a negative 430 favorite. So you have to put $430 to make 100. 100 makes $380 extra on Chris Dawkins. I just can't. There's no way I could pick Chris Dawkins after being knocked out 3 months ago. If he wasn't knocked out at all and he was coming off his win streak, I might say he'd have a better chance and I'd probably lose my money, but I'm going Curtis Blades all day. What do you say, B?
That's interesting.
Nope.
I'm actually taking Dawkins on this one.
Nice.
I'm
No
taking
worries.
Dawkins.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna take Dawkins on this one. Um, Curtis Blades does have is you know what I mean. He's the guy. He'll be bigger of the two. Um, he has the big wrestling ability, but I feel like Blades may try to stand up a lot more in this fight with Dawkins because Dawkins has a jiu-jitsu background, somewhat of a jiu-jitsu background. So I think he's going to look to try to stand up a little bit more with Dawkins. And I think that's where he's going to have his problems, man. I know Dawkins throws a lot more than he does.
Yeah.
So I feel that Dawkins gonna have to stay in the center though. He can't be against the cage. He can't have his back against the fence. None of that stuff. He has to move and he has to shoot. He has to work behind that jab. And he's going to have to land and try to counter land against Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades always wants to dance with the devil on the feet for a couple minutes before he starts initiating takedowns. And I think Dawkins lands enough to put that man away before he
Oh.
initiates a takedown.
Oh, he's calling it.
So
Nice.
I'm looking for Dawkins to put in work and stop Curtis Blades. As crazy as that shit sounds, because I like Curtis Blades
It
a
don't sound
whole
crazy at
lot.
all. Curtis has no hands to me.
I feel that that Dawkins has something, man, and Dawkins is gonna get it done here.
Nice. Big call by B over
Bad,
there.
bad matchup, probably bad matchup against Derek Lewis, but this is really good against Curtis Blades, so I'm taking him here.
Nice. I like when we disagree. It rarely happens, but it is what it is. We're not throwing down a bet, so it's even better. But with that said, that's UFC. What is it? UFC Columbus this weekend. Curtis Blades versus Chris
Yes.
Daukaus as the main event. I can't thank y'all enough for being here and shooting the shit with me and my man, Mr. B. Mr. B, you want to shoot out your Twitter handles where people could find you and for the streams this Saturday?
Oh, sure, man. Catch me on Twitter, Mr. B at Mr. B 1986. Catch me here on Hops at Mr. B the MMA guy, man.
Well,
Yep.
I appreciate you always being here, my dude. And until next week, I will bid you adieu. Peace, my dude. So, with that said, man, I appreciate every single one of you guys listening and tuning in to this week's episode of Cope's Corner. You guys make the show what it is. Please like, subscribe, and share the content. Cope's Corner, KOPESKORNER, on all platforms. I really can't stress it enough. Every like, subscribe, and everything you do really, really makes the algorithm click. So, with that said, until next week, good luck and let's fucking roll, baby.
Are you ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down. Degeneration. Degeneration. Think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to? Well, you better get used to the way the ball bounces. I see what you got. Inventions and ounces.